It's good to see a bunch of old friends. Thanks everybody for having me. I am a proud Greenwich Republican. I've raised my children here, and I am running against Jim Himes in the 4th District. Jim Himes is never for the Republican staff, and he's a support for what we would call the left. I've nicknamed him Sandinista Jim based on his experience and support for Sandinista values, which incidentally have caused 20% of the people of Nicaragua to leave. And so if that's your goal, then I guess we know what we're fighting. So I started really getting excited to run for this in 2022 when I started to see what was happening in the Biden administration, and I saw things heading in such directions that I became horrified, and I decided to run for Congress. And in the beginning, I had pretty much no support, and I wound up having to fight my way through the battle and wound up having to get signatures to get into the primary. And I have to say that I built a lot of support within Greenwich and within the Greenwich Republicans who came to my aid, as well as grassroots supporters, as well as my family, and we managed to succeed in interviewing and interacting with over 35,000 voters in this district, which gives us a strong feel of what people really want. And what they want is citizen politicians. They do not want professional politicians. They don't want people that are looking for a career to become a politician. They want somebody that's going to fight for them, and they want people that are basically have lived in the real world. And they basically said to me, if you actually make it, we're going to vote for you, and this is what's going to happen in 2024. In 2022, since I was not able to run myself, I actually, in the primary, I wound up with 40% of the vote, and I actually won the Republican primary in Greenwich. So I want to thank every single one of you here for supporting me, and I'm hoping for your continued support in the future. After that, I worked on campaigns in 2022, door knocked, worked to help, and in 2023, I got elected to the RTM. And I've been there, and I've gotten to see the excitement of how things run in Greenwich, and sometimes how they don't. And it's an adventure, and we all have to work to preserve this town, and we have to keep it as the greatest town that exists. And we need all of your help, and we need the unity to do that. But we are now facing the greatest battle of our lifetime for the survival of the United States of America, both economically and as a constitutional democracy. And this is the battle line. We are in a battle. And that is why I'm running, and I'm running to fight for all of you. And I'm just going to go over some of the issues, because let's face it, we could sit here and talk about them forever. So let's go over some real quick ones. We have the second highest electric rates in the country, not quite the highest. And the reason is because we cannot get cheap natural gas. And that's thanks to federal laws that have prevented from getting to us. And as a congressman, I will get through and pass laws that will bring natural gas up to us so that we can have affordable electricity, and I will work to change the regulations so we can have affordable nuclear electricity. That's the future, and that's what we need to do. As the president of the New York County Medical Society, we had a budget crunch, and I was able to reduce our budget by 30% without cutting any valuable services, and I will fight to cut the federal budget in the same way. We have skyrocketing healthcare costs, and healthcare has become more of a bureaucracy than a provider of care. And that all needs to change. We need to deregulate, and we need to make it competitive. We can reduce the $4.5 trillion we're spending on healthcare by $1 trillion, cut the costs, make it affordable, and make it better by doing it right. And that's one of the things that I know how to do. I believe that we have crime in this state due to terrible regulations, and look what happened in Byron Park, and things like this should never, ever happen again. To stop providing subsidies for people who come here illegally. We are doing the absolute wrong thing. We need to close the border, and we need to close the freebies. No more free credit debit cards, no more free housing, free medical care, free food, free everything else. Let's help our poor, let's help our veterans, let's rebuild our cities, let's fix our schools, let's do something worthwhile with the money for the citizens of this country. We are being played plagued with a cancer of anti-Semitism, which is spreading and is being supported by the radical left because they need their votes. We need to shut it down. Cancers like this spread, hate destroys a society, and we need to put an end to it, and the committers of hate crimes need to go to prison. We are in a world of global stress. The potential for war is real. We are living in the 1930s again, and we need to rebuild and strengthen our alliances to fight the aggression of China, Russia, and Iran, as well as North Korea. And we need to support our allies, and we need to do it as soon as possible. One of them, of course, we have the Ukraine, and we have Israel fighting in the Middle East. We need to beef them up, and we need to put the tyrants away. Last week, I've been a practicing physician in New York, and my colleagues from the New York State Medical Society endorsed my candidacy to run for the U.S. Congress in Connecticut. This is something they never do except for incumbents, so I'm very proud of that, and I want you to know that I have this broad support of medical professionals and other groups that are of disparate groups that aren't only Republicans, and I can appeal to a broad group. But in the end, I just want to conclude by didn't come here because I need a job. I'm not looking to be a career politician, but I am a fighting, patriotic American who is fighting to help keep America the greatest country in the world and keep it safe. That's why I'm running, and that's why I need your support. I need you to vote for me, I need you to donate, I need you to volunteer, and the most important thing is our country's on the line, and we all need to work together. And that's the most important message. Thank you. Yes. Got any questions? Oh, my website is www.goldsteinforcongress.com. And we handed out a few articles that I've written about some interesting stuff, and I hope you read them. Thank you.